Hello, my name is David Padilla, and this is my application video for Korean Institute in NYU. Last year, I finished coursework consisting of 32 math courses in my home university, and I'm currently working on 2 projects. The first one is the subject of my senior thesis, and it's about mechanics in the hyperbolic plane. The hyperbolic plane is a two-dimensional Riemannian manifold with the peculiarity that given a geodesic and a point, there are infinitely many parallel lines. So this one, then this one, and so on. It's badly drawn, but that's the idea. The first problem I'm working on is the free particle. The free particle is a particle to which no forces are applied. In the Euclidean case, a particle will move in straight lines at constant speed. The way to state the problem in the hyperbolic plane is through Lagrange's equations. You write a Lagrangian consisting of the kinetic energy coming from the Riemannian metric, and then you apply Lagrange's equation to that Lagrangian. So equals kinetic energy and then you solve Lagrange's equations. This problem is not particularly interesting because it's not very hard to show that in Riemannian manifolds in general, free particles follow geodesics. Now a more interesting problem is what quantities are preserved in those trajectories, or what's the stability of those trajectories. The second problem I'm working on is the Kepler problem. In the hyperbolic plane, the Kepler problem is the problem of a particle subjected to a central gravitational field. For example, the planets around the Sun. And again, the way to state the problem is through Lagrange's equations. And in the Euclidean case, we have the Kepler laws, which describe the dynamics of a particle in this field. Now these laws are created because of symmetries in the field and in space. And so taking that idea, we can analyze the symmetries in the hyperbolic plane. Here symmetry is a Riemannian isometry. And apply that idea. So symmetries in H, and by the way, the symmetries of H are SO2, PSL to R, two very different things, and the Möbius transforms with real entries. That will create preserved quantities. And this is Nether's theorem. And these preserved quantities and symmetries in the hyperbolic plane will create the equivalent of Kepler laws in the hyperbolic plane. So the group of symmetries is very different, but the idea is the same. The third problem is a two-body problem. Which is the problem of two bodies that interact between themselves by gravitational attraction. So this one pulls the other guy, this pulls the other guy. Now in the Euclidean case, the two-body problem reduces to the Kepler problem by studying the center of mass. By the center of mass. And this resource relies very heavily on symmetry by translations. Rn is evidently symmetric by translations. As if f is a function from Rn to Rn given by f of x equals x plus a fixed vector a, then this is an isometry of Rn, but this is in general not an isometry of the hyperbolic plane. So this makes the resource of the center of mass, at least as it's exactly applied in the Euclidean case, not available, and so the two-body problem is much more interesting in the hyperbolic plane because it cannot be reduced so easily to the Kepler problem. That's about it for mechanics in the hyperbolic plane. It's the subject of a thesis I'm currently working on. The other project is a research project in mathematical biology, and it's about the mutation of genes. You can think of a gene as a sequence of nucleotides, N1, N2, so on. The length could be anywhere from hundreds to millions of nucleotides, and each Ni is A, C, T, or G, one of the four bases. When studying mutations, you can think of each position in the sequence as an independent, randomly distributed Poisson process in time, and so analyze mutations as stochastic processes. Some important results are Kimura in the early 80s introduced a distance function for two genes based on the expected number of mutations between them. And a little later, Handy and Penny introduced a way of inferring a phylogenetic tree based on conjugation by Hadamard matrices. So these are the two projects I'm working on. Again, I'm David Padilla, and thank you very much for watching.